Hello friends, welcome back. So here in this video, we are going to understand the elimination of the useless productions. So now we know that we have to eliminate useless, unit and null productions. So we are going to start with the very first one. How do we eliminate the useless productions? And for that we need to understand what is exactly a useless productions. So looking at the definition of useless production, I say a variable x is said to be useful. So the definition is in the vice versa manner. So it says a variable x is said to be useful if I start from the start variable s and using some of the production rules available, that is alpha x beta, that is a way of representing the definition. So you start from s, use whatever production rules you have, but you should be at the end capable of deriving at least a single sentence w. Right? So if your variable x is capable of deriving at least one sentence, then I say it is going to be useful, else it is going to be a useless variable. Fine. So having understood this definition, let's go on to the next definition. The next is the definition of the useless production. A variable is useless, that means I am just talking of a capital alphabet variable. Now we are talking of a production. What is a production? Some alphabet arrow something, right? That is S arrow A or S arrow AA. These are the productions. Now how do you define a useless production? A production is said to be useless if it involves useless variables. As simple as that. So with this, let us look at some of the examples and see whether we are able to solve it. Now for solving that example, we should know how should we eliminate a useless variable or a useless production, and the procedure is as we have in front of us. So given a context-free grammar G is equal to VTPS, we are going to hypothetically, as of for the moment, assume or we are going to define G dash is equal to V dash T dash P dash S be the new context-free grammar that contains no useless production such that L of G dash is equal to L of G. Now this is something which you have to write as it is in the exam. Nothing great to remember about it. Then moving on to my step 1, which says assume that P dash is now exactly same as P. Therefore we say initialize P dash to P. Step 2, we have to find the useless variables now. Now these are the two important things that you have to actually remember. A variable is said to be useless if it is not reachable from the start state. If it is not reachable from the start state. And a variable is said to be useless if it cannot derive any sentence. So if any of the two conditions is true, I say the variable is useless. It should not be reachable from the start state, or if it is not capable of deriving any sentence, in either of the cases the variable is useless. And last is, after you identify all such useless variables, you delete all those variables and delete those productions also. So these are the 3 steps. Among these 3 steps, what you have to primarily remember is points A and B. Let's go on to the example and explore it. Now the question given over here is eliminate the useless productions, and the production which is given to us is S gives ASB or A or AAB. My B is going to give me small b, capital B or D, and here I move to the solution. Now for the very first time I'll be writing the entire solution. Thereafter we are only going to write the main part of the problem. So let's solve the first problem in detail. So to write in the exam, the moment you get this, the first step that you are going to write is exactly what you saw in the elimination procedure. So we write given G is equal to, now what is my grammar which is given to me? It has the variables S, capital A, capital B. It has the terminals A, small b and small d. production as P and start variable as S, right? So given G is equal to VTPS, I say define my G dash is equal to V dash T dash P dash S be the context free grammar that contains no useless productions such that my new L of G dash is equivalent to my old L of G. Therefore, now I have my P dash as the same as my P which is given to me, which is ASB or A or AAB, and my B which is given to me as BB or D. Now you observe P dash in detail. If you observe P dash over here, I observe over here that if I talk of variable A in the production S arrow, I see that variable A will never derive anything because A is not deriving anything. Therefore, it won't be able to derive anything. Therefore, I say that since A cannot derive any sentence, variable A is useless. So let's write it. So we frame now, since A cannot derive any sentence, comma, A is useless. Therefore, from that production, we are going to say we have to discard this particular production. So now what is left with us is my P dash, which has S gives A, S, B or small a, B gives small b, capital B or D. Now you observe the problem once again. If I talk of S, my S can give me AS, B or B, whereas I also observe that B can also give me BB or D, but my variable B is not reachable from the start state. Meaningly, my B will never be derived by capital S, and therefore I say variable B is also useless now. So we write over here, since B is not reachable from S, specifically since B is not reachable from the start state S, I say B is useless, and therefore we remove B. So when we remove B, we are going to remove the entire production of B, and what is left with us in P dash is now S gives A, S, B or A. So if I observe over here, my S is giving me ASB, and in turn at the end it can give me a single A. So it is definitely going to terminate. And are all the variables reachable from the start state? We do not have any variables other than capital S. Therefore we say we need not check for that rule. And now I say my grammar is in the simplified form. To be more specific, it does not have any useless variables or useless productions. Therefore, I write now that my G dash will be is equal to S, that is V, AB, that is T, P my productions, and S my start state. So here we complete with the problem of elimination of useless productions. See you in the next session, wherein we will be studying unit productions and its elimination. Thank you.